Hello, and welcome to another side quest episode of Talk This.
It's dangerous to podcast alone.
I'm one of your hosts, Madelyn.
I'm your other host, Emma.
And we're excited to welcome you to SideQuest 4.0, the SideQuest news show.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
That's pretty
SideQuest
good.
4.0, the SideQuest news show.
It rhymes. Very
it does.
Talented.
Which is really the marker of any good title.
Truly.
Except for Talk This, It's Dangerous to Podcast Alone, which doesn't need to rhyme.
The one exception to the rule.
The only exception to the rule. All other non-rhyming titles are trash.
Truly.
You heard it here first. Super Mario Bros. It
Sucks.
Rhymes. It rhymes.
Oh, never mind. Doesn't suck. Legend of Zelda not even close to rhyming.
Not even close. Garbage. Throw it out. Persona 5, Staying Alive.
That's pretty much the subtitle.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, welcome to this week's episode of Talk This. We're happy to have you with us today. And we're going to be jumping around in our little segment style, kind of news show, kind of opinion piece. More like a news magazine, kind of like a Sunday morning kind of thing, where we tell you what we've been playing, our weather report, our traffic report, our question of the fortnight, our off-topic corner, all sorts of good stuff. Really, there's off-topic corners in every part of the podcast. That's sort of our trademark thing.
Yes.
But I guess we'll jump right on in to what we've been playing this week. Emma, do you wanna start this?
Sure. Although I will say I haven't been playing that much. I'm in the last stretches of my internship, which means that it's suddenly a lot more exhausting than it ever was before, right? Because it's almost over. So I haven't had a lot of energy, but I've been watching instead. I've been watching a lot of Detroit Become Human, if that counts. Because
and
one, I don't want to.
Dog.
What?
And it's humanoid dog.
Right. There's was it Polygon? I think it was Polygon. It's an article about Sumo, the Great Bernard that has freaky paws, which someone in the comments said was probably just, it was designed for a standing dog and he was lying down, so it looked particularly weird, but just like really long fingers, basically. Anyway, I've been watching a lot of that because one, I don't want to give David Cage my money. Because he is likely a pretty bad person. His response to, which I think is hilarious, his response to the allegations of toxicity in his workplace, he responded with, like, look at the people I work with, judge me by my work. I'm like, that's not how it works, man. Plenty of horrible people have made beautiful works of art. That's not how it works. I'll judge your work and I'll judge you, and it's two separate things. But yeah, I don't want to give him my money. And also, Detroit is just not really a style of game that's super interesting to me. But I'm interested in it in that it is like antithetical. Antithetical is correct. Antithetical to like my ideas of what games should be trying to do to move forward in their attempts at storytelling. I mean, there's the audience for this, and there's nothing wrong with making these, but just David Cage specifically philosophy on making games, I disagree with. Anyway, but I've been watching it because I find it sort of fascinating, and also because there's like possibly going into my next play this, and there'll possibly be a blog post on it. There's a lot of thoughts on it, from its unfortunate handling of race and racism and sexism and using it.
Well, what is the game that came out this week that is just like all about like killing women? I can't remember what it's called.
Agony?
Is it Agony?
It's not technically all about killing women.
Okay, but it kind of is, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's more like that's the subversive element of it. Subversive is maybe not the right word. The underlying I already used the word toxicity, but the underlying toxicity of it, because it's ostensibly about being in hell, right? But a very woman-hating hell.
Doesn't Detroit Become Human look a little bit tame in comparison?
Sure.
I'm not saying that's the bar to clear.
That David Cage hates women. I'm saying he doesn't really know how to write anything besides a woman who is stereotypically womanly and stereotypically aggressed in sexual ways. So
the Talk This Detroit Become Human boycott continues.
I think that my next play this is going to be on choice-based mechanics in general, so it'll probably feature in that. As well as, I'm very interested in it because the nature of it being a choice-based game where you're playing as androids that are, for the first about 30 minutes, not human. Does that get rid of any sort of question about their consciousness from the get-go because you're controlling them and you're human? And as Madelyn could tell you, I could go on about this for a really long time going back and forth, but I'm not going to confuse you with that.
There will be a very excellent blog post on it coming soon, I think. So that's the report from you?
That's the report from me.
That's your saved data?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think in this past 2 weeks we tried to play Borderlands. Unless that was, just past that.
No, because we talked about it on the last side quest.
Yeah, we did. Okay. So, yeah, we didn't play Borderlands since the, sad occasion of my, level 8 character being pushed back to level 1. Sad. I've finally sort of gotten back to my gaming stuff this week. So I was back at Talk This DC Metro HQ for the good part of last week, which was nice because I got to play games on a television that's bigger than a Nintendo Switch. So played a bunch of the Mario versus the Rabbids game, which I think I talked about a little bit on our side quest the last time, which was super weirdly fun Mario as strategy game. But really what I should talk about is what everyone's been waiting for. The resumed adventures of Champ McDude.
And my dudes!
And if you read my blog, you'll know that my Phantom Thief team is known as My Dudes, which has just led to some great stuff. It's just the gift that keeps on giving, Champ McDude and My Dudes. I've made a lot of progress because in the past 2.5 days, I've played 12 hours, maybe more, of Persona.
Yeah, she sent me a photo of her meeting Yusuke, and then the next photo she sent me, approximately 48 hours later, was the palace associated with Yusuke getting the calling card. I was like, wait a second. Did he just text me about meeting Yusuke?
Signed My Dudes.
Signed My Dudes, yeah.
Yeah, we made it through it in 2 days, so I was trying to be efficient.
That's good. That's as fast as you can do it, so.
Yeah, I know. So we got blocked by the laser thing.
Yeah.
We've been making some pretty fast progress. We're through with our second palace now. I did manage to defeat... I texted Emma earlier today because Madarame was kicking my butt. But I just had to sacrifice Champ McDude's health. Because he has a thing with Rampage, so I could, hit all of them physically. 1 to 3 times.
That is dangerous, though.
Yeah, I know.
Definitely watch Champ McDude's health before anyone else's health.
Well, yeah, I know, but he was the only one who had this ability. It was worth it. It only took me, because I was looking, I cheated a little bit, okay? I went on, IGN or something to look at, when I'd had my butt handed to me, 4 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, there must be some trick to this. What am I missing? And apparently, there's, a third round.
Mm-hmm.
It comes back 3 times, but I beat him after the second time. So we didn't even have to, find the black paint.
Nice job.
Because I'm awesome at games. Although it did allow me to text Emma about how it makes no sense that only 4 of them fight.
I think they don't rationalize it this way, but rationally, you would all be getting in all each other's way. right?
No. It's turn-based.
I know, but it's not actually turn-based.
Yes, it is. It's a gentleman's game. It's a gentleman's fight. My dudes fight like gentlemen. We take turns. It doesn't make sense. The only reason we leave someone behind is so we don't, like, alert security, and the security is already at 99%. So, anyway. So we managed to defeat Madarame. Very exciting. We've been exploring Mementos. Also very exciting. I finally got all of my stuff up to level 2. I did manage to raise my guts since we were texting.
Good job.
By watching a DVD, the X folders.
Hot tip. If you study at the diner, not only do you get knowledge, but you get
guts if you just buy coffee. I think I did know that.
Yeah.
But I wanted to watch a DVD. So that's what I did. And I've also been reading a book that's supposed to make me gutsy. But we'll see about that. Anyway, the really wild thing I want to talk about is Operation Maid Watch.
Yeah.
I don't... Like, the whole thing is just so messed up.
Yeah.
Right from the beginning.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we found this maid thing. And this is double funny for me because I just went and saw a reading of a musical that's about, like, maid cafes. So when she was like, welcome home, master, like, Clickbait Boyfriend and I, like, started crying. Because they were like, that's what they said! Ah!
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean, that concept is, like, super weird, but it's still super weird. But it's slightly less weird in Japan. Because they just have maid cafes.
Yeah, I know. But what's double weird is these 3 high school boys being like, we're gonna hire a prostitute.
I know, that's the weird part, yeah.
Like, they're just like, we're just, like, all gonna get together and hire a prostitute for research. Okay, Mishima. And, yeah.
They're not actually prostitutes.
Right, but, like, they definitely think she is. Like,
yeah,
it's obvious.
yeah, I know, but...
It's like, what did they think was gonna happen? And then they just leave Champ. They're like, Champ, you do her. Yeah. Like, we're gonna hide on the balcony. And then, it's my teacher.
Yeah.
And now I don't have the guts to literally call this prostitute on the payphone right in front of the man who is housing me out of the goodness of his heart to call a prostitute up to the attic where he is housing me out of the goodness of his heart.
And the money.
Sure.
Mostly out of the goodness of his heart.
Every time I come in, he's like, I must be getting old. Why did I take someone in?
Prioritize that though, because she's got some pretty sweet bonuses.
Yeah, well, I need to get gutsier, which is never gonna happen. Also, I was talking to Emma today. I feel like this might be another good dramatic reading, because it was pretty funny. We were talking about how Champ McDude doesn't get any respect, alright? Because, like, every time in class, like, it's been like 2 months I've been going to this school now, and nobody believes me that I'm smart. I have answered literally every single... Hang on, I'll read it. So I say to Emma, and I was texting her about, like, how I was getting my butt kicked. And then I say, on the plus side, I did better than average on the exams, which made people like me for some reason. And Emma says, Smarty McDude. You'd think they would stop being surprised by now. Emma, they'll never stop. Spoiler. I say, Champ get no respect. Then I get a double text from Emma that says, everybody hates Champ. Everybody hates Champ.
Seems good double text.
Yeah, then I say, they'll be sorry when I hit them with my cat bus in Mementos. Hear from Emma, quote, a cat bus, they'll say. Yeah, that makes sense. Champ Shadow is pissed that no one thinks he's smart, even though he's gotten every random trivia question right in class for 2 months. Here's the kicker. So what if I'm cheating, he says. I'm still smart. Me, I only have to cheat like half the time. 50% smart. And Emma says, that's passing. Dripping with sarcasm. Anyway, it goes on, but that's where we'll stop. Also, one last great quote from the game. So after we defeated Madarame, and we're trying to decide whether we're going to get Yusuke into our Phantom Thief gang or not, I have two options. I can say, like, he's a good guy and, like, come on in. Or I could say, we already have too many dudes.
As if my dudes could have too many dudes.
In my dudes. I almost said it just because it would have been so funny, but I didn't want to piss off Yusuke, so I didn't. Anyway, in other news, it was my birthday on Tuesday, and on birthdays, you know what you do. You buy yourself new video games.
Yeah.
So I made a stop at GameStop, and the one great thing about having a system that is now, like, 10 years out of date, not 10 years out of date.
Cheap.
Yeah, is that I got 3 games, which combined probably have, like, 100+ hours of playtime, more than that, for $11. And I can play the hottest games of, like, 2008.
Nice.
So I got the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, which I did start, and you'll be happy to know that I created a dark elf whose name is Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just trying to name these characters things that nobody ever calls me.
Yeah.
Champ. Cool.
McDude.
But I've only really gotten through, like, the first, like, half an hour of the game. So... But I like looting stuff. That's what I've learned so far. And I also got Assassin's Creed 1 and 2.
Wow.
So, it's exciting times.
Exciting.
So, now I have, like, half a dozen, like, very expansive, very long games that I have either started or will start. So I'm playing, like, 8 games right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
So tune in 5 years when I've finished all of the games that I've started.
Yep.
Just kidding. At this rate of playing like 6 hours a day, maybe I'll get through them. So that's been this week's save data. We'll have more updates on the adventures of Champ McDude, the Crusades of Cool, and all that stuff in our side quest in 2 weeks. Which brings us to this week's weather report, starring Emma.
Yeah. Whether or not this year's E3 will be anything notable. That's our weather report.
What are the odds?
Pretty good. I don't know. It's already started, so maybe EA has already blown it out of the water by now. Who knows? EA is EA. But coming up soon, Microsoft, they gotta announce something because they have not had a very solid year in terms of at least exciting stuff. Maybe they're doing well on like their few games that have a consistent player base, but they've really not done anything particularly new. So they gotta announce something. And then Bethesda's also today. They'll be talking about the new Fallout, which people are not super excited about because it looks like it's like online multiplayer, which is very different, I think, from most of the other Fallouts.
By today, do you mean Sunday?
Yes, because it's Sunday.
Just checking. Go ahead.
Square Enix, Monday. That one is the most exciting for me.
Okay,
I expect Kingdom Hearts 3 release date, Final Fantasy 7 year date. Talk about Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and maybe talk about the Avengers game.
I think that there's a fully, 20% chance that they'll be like, Kingdom Hearts 3, out now! Like,
they won't do that. They won't do that.
How much hype would there be?
They won't do that.
People would stampede.
They need to do their collector's edition and everything.
So. No. People would stampede to GameStop.
In this day and age, there's no way they could do that without any leak.
No, like a Beyonce thing. Like a, here's lemonade.
Okay, but that's Beyonce. Beyonce can do that. The gaming industry, somebody would have leaked it by now.
I'm just saying, I think there's like a 15% chance. They're like, here's the game. They just start throwing copies.
So Madelyn's weather report is that on Monday, it will be raining Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
And anyway, after that Kingdom Hearts shower pass, it'll be Ubisoft's Press 1. So they'll have the new Assassin's Creed that they already announced, and maybe Beyond Good and Evil 2, which I'm still kind of excited about, but warily excited. And then Sony will have probably no surprises. They've already said that they're going to be talking about Death Stranding, Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us Part 2, which have all already been revealed, obviously. But there'll probably be some VR stuff and some indies, too, so there might be something interesting there. And then Nintendo has their Nintendo Direct instead of a press conference, so Smash Bros, the new Smash Bros, and then maybe Metroid Prime 4, and maybe they'll announce a couple more actual new games as opposed to sequels or things within existing franchises, because God knows the Switch needs some new games that aren't just ports. Please give the Switch some new games. I mean, I'm looking forward to The World Ends With You as much as anybody.
Oh, are they porting that?
Well, they're making they're bringing that or revamping it for the Switch with a new added scenario at the end.
Maybe I'll actually play it now.
Yeah. I don't know how the combat's going to work on the Switch. I imagine it'll be like the iPad version a little bit more, which is a kind of a shame, but I'd understand why they'd switch it. But I don't know. I hope that Nintendo announces some cool things for the Switch, because, I mean, I like the Switch. I like the Switch as a concept, but there's just not a lot to play on it. I mean, unless you're really into Breath of the Wild, which I am unfortunately not, and I also was not very excited about Super Mario Odyssey. So, like, there's just, like, not a lot for me on the Switch right now.
But also at this point, if you were really into, and I can vouch for this because I live with someone who is really into Breath of the Wild, like, you've exhausted a lot of the content by this point.
I mean, there's the DLC, too, but even then.
How much can that possibly add?
Like another 10 hours, maybe.
Sure, yeah, hours. If we had that and our controllers, which I still haven't called to fix because I'm me, and also my bathroom light still doesn't turn off, that would have been finished if our Switch was 100% working correctly by now, too. So, Breath of the Wild can fill some gaps, but also it's, like, over a year old now, right? So, people have been there, done that.
Yeah, like, the new big one, which is apparently good, is Mario Tennis. But, it really needs something that's not Mario or Legend of Zelda.
No.
Yeah, I mean, no. Not gonna happen, apparently. But, Yeah, I'm excited for looking at, like, the highlights and the goofs and the snafus and the pomp and circumstance.
Just watch out for them literally throwing Kingdom Hearts 3 discs like throwing stars.
If they do that, I will be so mad. Okay?
Why?
Because I will be at work. Okay?
They would let you leave to buy a video game? What's the point of working in a video game studio?
But I'm gonna snag up that Kingdom Hearts 3 Collector's Edition. I am.
What if they only...
It'll be my first Collector's Edition, but I will be buying it. I don't care how much it costs.
They'll only put that on sale. They'll be like, you can buy the Collector's Edition now, or you can wait a week and get the normal edition. And they'll throw it out, and people will get, like, hit in the head with, like, Donald figurines.
Yeah. But, 100% chance Kingdom Hearts 3 release date. They'll talk about Final Fantasy VII, probably. I hope they give, like, 2019 release date. Like, year would be nice. Or just more details what they're doing with, like, the episodic structure. That's also, each episode is the length of a full game, or whatever they're doing. Yeah. So that's the weather report. I say 50-50 on whether it's particularly memorable. It'll be memorable for me, because Kingdom Hearts 3's will be raining. But not necessarily for everybody.
And that's been this week's weather report. Which brings us, welcome, come a little closer, snuggle on in, to the off-topic corner.
Yeah.
In which Emma is really mad at me.
I'm not really mad at you. Okay, so Netflix's recommendation system, as I'm sure everybody knows, no matter what you watch on it, is a little bit iffy. Right? Like, first of all, it really heavily prioritizes its Netflix originals, which, fine. Sure. I can understand that. But when Madelyn came home, and it's already been like this because I've been watching an anime on there. I've been watching Full Metal Alchemist. And because I watch one anime, it decides, oh, she wants to watch all the anime. And so my entire recommendation feed, just because I watch Full Metal Alchemist, is full of anime of entirely different genres from it. But okay, whatever. And then Madelyn comes home, and we're looking for something to watch, and for some reason we're on my profile. Who knows why? But we are. And Madelyn just finds some K-dramas.
No, well, okay, first thing, my taste isn't terrible. We watched Netflix original anime Agretsuko.
Oh, that's true. We started with Agretsuko, and then once we were done with that, because it's not particularly long, we were trying to find something else to watch, which is always hard on Netflix. And Madelyn found, what did we watch first? Noble My Love?
Noble My Love.
Click Your
Click
Heart.
My Heart.
Click My Heart. Both really stellar K-dramas.
Noble My Love is about a veterinarian who's kind of down on her luck, who I think eventually, Emma wouldn't let me watch enough to find out, falls in love with this kind of business executive who kind of hates dogs.
Yeah, it's so clickbaity over the dog.
Yeah,
it's like
their dog has like...
only thing between them is the golden retriever. And I was like, it's going to be all about the golden retriever. And the golden retriever barely features in the first episode and isn't at all in the second episode. So it's fake descriptions. And then we tried to do Click My Heart because that seemed very, it's like make choices on who she falls in love with.
Choose your own adventure.
We couldn't figure out how it worked because we couldn't click on it because we were watching the TV.
And also because you only get to choose at the end of each episode, which we were envisioning much more choice-based.
Yeah, we were figuring a lot more. We were expecting a lot more out of it, and it did not deliver. And then we finally settled on Boys Over Flowers, which I have actually watched before in the background while baking with one of my friends. But now that we've watched all that, my Netflix is full of anime and K-drama, which means I can never pull it up in polite society ever again.
But Emma, didn't you delete your Netflix history?
I did, and it's still messed up. It still thinks I want to watch all the K-dramas. I even went back all the way and got rid of like almost everything on there, and it's still giving me recommendations. As anime and K-drama, which there's nothing wrong with that, but just because I watch one doesn't mean I want to watch all of them. It doesn't even give me any normal, quote-unquote, normal TV shows anymore.
Anyway, what Emma wants to say is if you want to join our watch club, wherein we're watching an anime show and a K-drama once a week, drop us a line, and we'll tell you you're going to have to play a little catch-up.
Yeah, we're a little bit ahead.
Started our series, but I think you'll be able to do it. So let us know if you want in, and let us know if, perfect segue, if you'd like to see an Off-Topic Corner blog series, wherein we talk about the K-drama and anime that we watch.
Heck yeah, I'm down for that. That is our traffic report, which Madelyn is our total specialist on.
Beep, beep. Welcome to the traffic report. On the traffic report, we let you know what's been up on our social media and our website, our web traffic. So first of all, on the blog, it hasn't been a super prolific 2 weeks, but as usual, you can catch all of our episode summaries written by the one, the only Emma. And also, you can catch, there's a new edition of Clickbait Boyfriend out called Philosophize and Dance Water Dance, in which Josh takes on that infamous boss fight. I think there's a Clickbait Boyfriend mini vlog in there too. Yeah, there's reflections on whether Pooh is Descartes, on Santa Claus and how Sora knows about Santa Claus, which frankly is an interesting question. They called into question everything I know about these games. Once again, Josh just takes a big dump on Atlantica. Because, yeah.
Very deserved really in Kingdom Hearts 2.
What?
It's deserved in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Right, but every single Clickbait Boyfriend blog so far has been, like, him hating on Atlantica, and that's it. And it features a Clickbait Boyfriend mini vlog in which he does a dramatic reading of one of the secret Ansem reports. So you should tune in for that. There's also a new edition of Talk This's longest-running blog series, Buzz This, wherein BuzzFeed tries to guess my go-to gaming console and shakes me to my very core. Did you read it?
I did read it.
Did you see?
Truly a travesty.
Spoiler
what am I talking
alert.
about? Click to find out more.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Clickbait sister. But spoiler alert, I've never been so offended in my entire life. Coming up soon, there's another clickbait boyfriend. I lied, I think, in the last one. I was gonna put the Roxas boss battle in this next edition, but I think it deserves its own blog post. Because I watched the video. But I think it deserves its own blog post because I watched the videos from this time, and they make me laugh every single time. So get ready, folks. But we'll have one that's talking about Lion Sora, and why Goofy is a dog, and why Donald is just transformed into another bird. And why Goofy is a turtle in every world.
Yeah.
Coming up, probably in the coming week. So that's, your kind of traffic forecast. Also, as usual, you should check us out on all of our social media pages. We're on Facebook, where I really think I'm going to kind of actually Read this week. I've been kind of slacking lately. Mm-hmm. But we're going to get some articles going up on there. They'll also go up on our Twitter. Should I be tweeting about Champ McDude?
Sure.
Probably, right?
Yeah. Hey, if you finish by this time next year, guess what's getting localized?
What?
What they've localized the title differently, but it's Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight.
Oh boy. Well, we're gonna have to get that.
This time next year.
Excellent. Nothing like some Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight.
So it'll give you some motivation to get through your adventures as Champ McDude.
Seriously. Well, check out our tweets. We tweet thoughts, we tweet the links to our latest articles, our episodes, memes, all that good stuff. And also our Instagram, where we're always posting funny stuff. Mm-hmm. And always finding funny things to post. So you should follow us. We're Talk This Podcast on all of those. You should also subscribe to our YouTube, where hopefully there's going to be a new Flashback Friday tomorrow. I've run out of my stocked one, so I actually have to listen to an episode. Ugh.
Oh dear God.
And figure out our best bits. But you can check out our Flashback Friday series, where we do 5-minute highlights of previous episodes that are way too far back now for you to go back and listen to, because we have a huge backlog of Talk This goodness. Mm-hmm. And where you can see Emma's Play This series, which if you haven't caught her last one already, you definitely should. You can also catch the Clickbait Boyfriend mini vlogs out of context of their articles if you're just really excited to listen to his opinions on Kingdom Hearts. So I think that pretty much covers our traffic report. Although, of course, as always, your reminder, go to www.talkthispodcast.com/episodes, where you can find out where you can listen to this podcast. You're already listening to it somewhere, but maybe it's not the most convenient place, because you could also listen to it on Apple Podcast, on Google Play, on Spotify, on TuneIn, on Stitcher. There we go. And wherever podcasts are downloaded.
Yep.
So definitely go check out our website, subscribe, rate, all those good, solid, Metal Gear Solid things. Which brings me, finally, to our question of the fortnight. And I've been playing a lot of Persona lately, so it's drawn from this. So, if you were a confidant, mm-hmm. And this is not based on, because I've only discovered 2 hangout spots, so it can't be based on real ones, because my current choices are ramen and lake, where I go say mean things to An. So if you were a confidant in Persona and Champ McDude wanted to take you to your favorite hangout place, what would it be? Emma.
Why don't you go first?
Oh no. I was hoping you would go first. Let's see. Thinking. Well, I think, so something I didn't talk about in what I've been playing this week that I should have is one of my birthday things that I did is I went to Barcade, where I played video games so much that it hurt my wrist. I played Galaga, and I swear to God, I had it hurt so bad. I was like, that made no sense to people listening to the podcast, I realized.
She just wiggled her hand around.
I wiggled my hand
with
around
a distressed expression on her face.
Yes. So I should have talked about that, and I didn't. Oh, well. Maybe I'll blog
So you're
about
saying
it.
barcade, though?
Barcade, but instead of it being a bar, it's like a tea room-cade.
Tea
More
room
relaxed atmosphere. They have a tea
Mm.
menu instead of a bar menu. Clickbait boyfriend is laughing at me in the background, but that would be my preferred hangout spot, a tea room arcade. What about you?
Well, if we were in Boston, we would probably go get some cannoli
Nice.
at Modern Pastry as opposed to Mike's because it's less crowded. And then there's a nice park in the cannoli district, which is actually called North Beach, but it's the cannoli district of Boston. And you can go sit on the grass and chill out with your cannoli in Boston. That's how you say it, right? Boston.
And then what would Champ say to you to get 3 music notes?
Dang, this is some good cannoli. Or wanna go try one of the other 7 cannoli places around here? I would say, yes, Champ, let's go.
Well, welcome. You've officially been inducted as a member of my dudes. Well, folks, that's been this week's side quest. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out with us in our news magazine version of the Talk This side quest.
Yes, it's a magazine. You're reading this with your ears.
Side Quest 4.0 news show. Because it rhymes. Tune in next week for our next full-length episode.
Yeah. Hey, Madelyn, you know what the games are? Do you know what the games are?
No, I don't.
Next week we'll be talking about Prince Persia for our old game, and what remains of Edith Finch for our new game.
I remember that.
Uh-huh.
It's all a gag for the show. I of course remember these games.
Yes, it's all contrived, scripted.
That was the right thing to say because you backed me up. Anyway, on that note, friends, have a 3 music note kind of week.